7 new messages.
Hi everyone, welcome to our Faith Gateway Live author chat. I'm Sammy Cohn, your family section curator at faithgateway.com, and I am so excited tonight to be joined by none other than Bethany Hamilton herself. Hey Bethany, how are you doing?
Hi.
Or should I say aloha?
Aloha.
Are you in Hawaii right now, or is that the beautiful sun we see?
Yep.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to be asking a lot of questions talking about your newest book, which I just got my hands on and love already, Body and Soul. If you want to tweet with us and ask us some questions for Bethany that she's going to be answering live tonight, make sure you use the hashtag you see on the bottom of our screen here. It's hashtag BHBodyandSoul. And spelled out. That's hashtag BHBodyandSoul. And we're going to get to as many of those questions as we can. But Bethany, first, can you just tell us a little bit about what inspired this book for you? Why this book? Why now? Why Body and Soul?
Yeah, I guess it kind of goes back to my journey as a teenage girl and being very athletic and I guess around 15 years old, I kind of started to take notice of what I ate, and it was hugely due to my friends. My friends started eating really healthy and like thinking a bit more about it, and so I started eating healthier, and yeah, slowly but surely, like before I started eating healthier, I would eat like anything and everything, like fast food, junk food, like a lot of sugar and just like not as much vegetables as I do now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started to feel better, and I liked eating healthy, and I also had an imbalance in my hormones, and as I was getting older in my teenage years, I wasn't getting my period, and so I ended up going to work with a health practitioner, and he just taught me a lot about like my body and how I can better take care of myself, and how it wasn't healthy or natural that I didn't get my monthly menstruation. So that was kind of the start of my journey, and I found that going in that age, you go through awkward changes and you get uncomfortable with your body, and you start to really notice your energy levels, and so that was my start of my health journey, and I've been able to learn so much. So now I just wanted to share that with others.
I love it. Well, and I didn't mention the tagline here. It's a girl's guide to a fit, fun, and fabulous life. But I loved it. Is it okay that I love it as a mom?
No, it's funny because we wrote it more for teenage girls, but I've heard from like some older women that really like the book, and girls in their 20s and 30s and onwards really enjoying the book. So I guess it's for any female in general.
I love it. I love that you just said girl in 30s. I love that. I'm gonna totally claim that. But every time I was reading through it and I thought, oh, I wish there was, and then I'd see it like in the next page. Like you actually have a daily schedule. You have the exercises in here. You have the pictures of the recipes that you do. So I want to talk recipes a little later. But I know we have a lot of, like you said, girls of all ages watching us tonight. But for the moms, can you talk to, you said around 15 you started to notice, that there were some things going on that weren't so healthy. How can you help moms help their kids to realize that healthy doesn't have to be bad? It can be fun. It can be tasty. What's some advice now that you're on the other side of those teenage years?
Yeah, I guess, well, first get my book and have your daughter read it. So
there you go.
And it's not like mom quacking in your teenage daughter's ear, and maybe they'll, like, relate to me. But I think, like, just starting as a family, it's the parents' job to feed your kids healthy food, and there's a lot of great healthy options out there. So, I mean, if your kid's really picky, you can start by like making their favorite dish and incorporating like one vegetable at a time to kind of like ease them into it and not like force them.
Yeah.
And just find what your kid likes that is really healthy. And two, I think just avoiding sugar. I think sugar is in everything, so we have to read the labels to avoid sugar. and just go for more of your natural sweets like fresh fruit or frozen fruit, dried fruit, or like just I put some fun recipes in my book, and often like if I'm like really wanting something sweet, I'll either go for dark chocolate or like a yummy shake.
I love the banana ice cream you have in here.
Yeah.
And and it's such, I love what you did, because you don't just have like a recipe that someone's going to try and then be like, I'm tired of this. You have so many options too, so it's not just here's this one thing, it's here's a method, here's a pesto that you have, but then, these are the different herbs or the different nuts that you can do. So I really like that. We actually have our first Twitter question from Alyssa, and she wants to know, what is your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook? Well, my husband got me a zucchini spiraler last Christmas for
I want one of those.
my Christmas gift, and I love like Italian flavors. And what I like to do is take that pesto recipe in my book and then combine that with the zucchini spirals, which I make. And I don't really like eating super heavy for dinner, because you go to bed and you're just really full.
Yeah.
So with the zucchini, it's like just as enjoyable as normal pasta, but lighter, and you're getting your veggie intake. And like I'm not a vegetarian, so sometimes we'll add like an organic chicken, or even there's some healthier organic sausages made from turkey or chicken out there that my husband likes too. So that way we're both enjoying dinner.
I was going to say, we saw a Instagram, I think it was this morning, of you and your husband drinking your green juice, was it? But I don't know if he was as thrilled as you were.
No, he was just making a funny face.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we're at home, like he's the one that's like getting the veggies out of the
that's awesome.
and juicing it all and like feeding me juice, which is awesome because it is a task to make veggie juice.
Yeah.
And he charges it, so it's nice that he likes eating healthy as well. And at the same time, he'll eat whatever, but like he enjoys eating healthy, and he often chooses to eat healthy.
That's great. Well, speaking of smoothies and juices, we have our next Twitter question. This one comes from, let's see, it looks like Angeles. She asked, what is your favorite smoothie to make?
Oh, okay. Well, I love all smoothies pretty much, but lately my favorite smoothie, here's the ingredients. It's papaya, banana, a little bit of turmeric juice, which is an intense flavor, so you only put like a teaspoon or so in, and then fresh coconut meat, almond milk unsweetened, ice cubes, and a scoop of peanut butter, and it is like the best thing ever.
Wow. Now, you're in Hawaii, so obviously you have some exotic fruits and vegetables that not all of us on the mainland are privy to, right? We're getting into fall, then winter. What are some tips that you have for those of us that, aren't in the sun all the time to stay healthy, to stay active, and to still eat fresh?
Yeah, I mean, there's such great grocery stores out there, and I travel a lot throughout the year, so I've had to battle the challenge of, like, taking that extra effort to go and find healthy food and plan out meals so that I don't, like, get myself in a corner and end up not eating healthy. But, yeah, I think for staying active, I mean, if you live where it's cold, there's so many good exercises you can do, like snowboarding or skiing or snowshoe walking, or like if you have a pet, you can take your dog on a walk. And or I mean, I love getting in the gym and working out. So in my book, I put a bunch of new workout moves that girls could try if they're not too familiar with working out, and kind of like conquer a new area in the gym.
I was going to say, one of the things that I appreciated, both for my daughter and as someone that travels a lot, is that a lot of these exercise moves in your book, I mean, you don't need any equipment. I mean, I know it looks like you use kind of an exercise ball at sometimes, but this is really just using your body wherever you are.
Yeah, you could even like do it in your living room with some girlfriends, like put on some fun music and charge it with some friends, push each other.
Yeah, so what do you think? And I also want to remind everyone that, again, you can tweet with us, use the hashtag BHBodyandSoul, and stay tuned. In a couple minutes, I'm going to give you a special discount, a prize just for all of you listening, on how to get Bethany's book, not just Body and Soul, but all of her books at a great discount. So we'll do that in just a second. But Bethany, in terms of, there's so much in the media today about girls and their bodies, eating disorders and self-confidence. How do you approach this with, I mean, it's getting younger and younger these days, with young girls, young women, while not making them feel like you need to work out because you're fat, or you need to eat healthier because this is, without shaming and guilting them? Do you have any words of wisdom on that for us?
Oh, that was a huge passion behind writing Body and Soul, was to make it a fun, user-friendly encouragement for girls to just focus on making healthier decisions, because I think often our media is so just kind of discouraging in that area, and
Yeah.
and to me it's lies of hey, you gotta be this way or that way. But I guess for me it's my passion is I want to be healthy. I want to grow into an older woman and still be surfing and having fun. And so I think just taking it small steps at a time, and not so much focusing on trying to be skinny or to look a certain way, but to just take care of yourself and find foods and exercises that are good for you but are only going to make you healthier, and just to have fun with it.
It's great advice. Now, I promised a discount code. I want to share with you. Everyone can get Bethany's book, Body and Soul, plus any of her books. You can see some behind me. I love the novels, too. They're just beautiful. I love the illustrations. Any of Bethany's books you can get right now for an extra 15% off, which means they're a total of 40% off at store.faithgateway.com. You should see the link below. Use the discount code Bethany. So it's for a limited time, so don't wait too long, but make sure you use the code Bethany. You're going to save a total of 40% off right now. So love that we can offer a great deal. Now, Bethany, we've been talking about physical health, right, and eating healthy, but spiritual health is obviously really important to you, and a great motivator for why you wrote this. What are you doing on a daily basis? Can you give some of the girls listening just an idea of how do you maintain your spiritual health? What do you do each day?
Yeah, I guess what it comes down to is, I guess my faith as a Christian is more important than my health physically or internally, and the way that I look, or any of this subject that we've been talking about. But I guess what I do daily is acknowledge what Christ has done for me. He has died on the cross for my sins. He forgives me as I am and accepts me and loves me, and I have his promises to look forward to every day. And I have good and bad days, and I have my own struggles and my sins that I need to kind of ask God for forgiveness when I'm not making the best decisions. And to me, it all comes down to Christ has already done it for us, and there's nothing I can do to make him accept me more, or love me more, because he already loves me just as I am, and he loves you just as you are, and it's not about you doing anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, of course, reading God's Word is where we can learn about his promises and truths. And so I guess just digging into the Bible and praying and asking God to help you understand it, and surrounding yourself with people that are going to encourage and help you understand God's Word and help you grow in your faith.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I mean, I appreciate you being so vulnerable, because sometimes, we see you surf, we think, oh, she's a national champion surfer, look how fit she is, look at this, and we think, she can't possibly have any hard days, she can't possibly have anything wrong. And, you just said it, we all have those days. Who do you turn to? I mean, how important is your husband, your friends, your family in supporting, your spiritual growth? How do you form that team around you to support you in that?
Yeah, my husband's my greatest supporter now, and now that I'm married, it's not so much clinging to my parents, but now I cling to my husband, and he, we'll read the Bible together and pray together, and just encourage each other as we're going through life. And we live a very unique life of a lot of travel and staying very busy, and it's so easy to get caught up in what you're doing on a daily basis.
Right.
To just remind each other that like no matter what we're doing, it all comes back to like just knowing God's promises for our life, and that He's going to help us get through anything that we're struggling with, or help us to love our neighbor and live a life that He calls us to live.
Yep, it's a great reminder. Doesn't get much more simpler than that, does it? I love it. I love the reminders. Well, we have another Twitter question here. I asked what you do for your spiritual fitness every day, but we have a question from Aubrielle wondering, how much do you exercise? Is it every day? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, exercise for me, I personally love to exercise every day, and I do a variety of exercising. If the surf's really good, I spend most of my time surfing and in the ocean, and that's my favorite form of exercise. But lately, I really am kind of pushing myself to run a bit more, because for me, running doesn't really come easy or natural. I find it kind of very challenging, and I like that. I like the challenge in it. So around where I live, there's a bunch of hills, and there's some stairs that I go and run, and that's when I sweat the most and get my heart pounding. And then I'll do that like 2 to 5 times a week, depending on the surf. And then I also like to do like a gym sort of workout, but I don't really need much equipment. I just do like body weight exercises. A lot of the exercise you see in my book are the exercises I like to do, and kind of more natural. And I also work out with the TRX, which is something I can travel with, and it's a form of exercise where you're using your own body weight and you're holding straps, but you also have to balance and be flexible at the same time. So those are kind of my go-to workouts, and yeah, I think variety is essential so that you don't get bored with your workout.
Right.
Also enjoy playing tennis and just going on hikes with my friends and simple things.
Love it. Well, we've got, and you kind of just answered it, but we have a Twitter question here from Bethany, and she says, which is your favorite of the workouts in the book? So you mentioned a few that you love, but you've got some really great moves in here. If you're just joining us, we've been showing you some pictures from Body and Soul by Bethany Hamilton here, and you've got so many different moves here in the book. Can you pick one favorite? Is that possible?
Oh, that's hard. Because like I said, I really like variety, but I like the duck walks. It's like you squat really low to the ground, and it's so hard. After 30 seconds, I'm dying. It challenges your body in a unique way from the normal workout movements. But yeah.
Yeah. My son likes the ninja tuck jump, so I think he just likes the name. So the name is half the battle, right?
Yeah.
Well, I see. I mean, I noticed a theme here going on. So it seems like you like to run on adrenaline. You like a good challenge, and a lot of that, it seems like, is coming through all of our lives. When you're talking about trying to learn how to eat healthy, trying to train your body to do something it doesn't want to do. This is a big theme with teens and preteens. So what can we do? What advice do you have? I would love to hear both for a parent and also for the girl, to know, like, to push through without, like I said, without making them feel bad. But what is that drives you to push through and to actually do the thing that's hard instead of running away from the thing that's hard?
I think being patient and pacing yourself and allowing for flexibility, because I think sometimes we'll like set goals that are maybe too lofty to reach, but to like just ease your way into it. And I think it like changing your lifestyle is basically, if you have really unhealthy lifestyle,
right,
and you want to get healthier, you have to change your lifestyle, which is a big task because you can't just do it overnight. It takes time to learn and push yourself. And so I think just taking small steps, like I kind of said earlier. But okay, for example, vegetables are essential in a healthy diet. If you're not a vegetable lover, you got to become a vegetable lover. My way of encouraging you to become a vegetable lover is, say once a week you challenge yourself to try one new vegetable a week, and you can add it into your favorite recipe that you already love. Hopefully that recipe is somewhat healthy. So that way each week you are learning a new vegetable, and soon enough you'll find vegetables that you love. And try cook them in different ways, or prepare them in different ways. Like, I love salads. You can throw just about anything in there. And in my book, we put a couple healthy salad dressing recipes so that you can have great flavor in your salad, but also get your vegetables.
Yes, love it, love it. Well, I'm going to say this next question in my best dude voice, but we have a question here from Andrew Dangler, and he says, "Is the book for dudes as well?"
uh, well, I mean, my friend Dustin Dolberg helped me write it.
True.
The one that kind of encouraged me a lot in my health journey. Him and his wife Kirby, they both actually helped me write it. So I don't know, you can check it out, and if it doesn't really suit you, then give it to a girlfriend or a female friend that you have.
There you go. Well, but it is, I mean, it's tried and true information. I mean, it really goes for everyone. And I love here, too, you've got these little, I don't know if we want to call them symbols, but that if you download the app, you can actually get some bonus content from there. So I love what you've offered in the book here. That was such a fun idea to just, I guess, take the learning a little bit further, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Take it off the pages as well. Well, you said, I like that you said vegetables. If someone was wondering, okay, what do I do first? Okay, I have to eat vegetables. But what do you think the most important thing is, other than our spiritual fitness, of course, but when it comes to, exercise, diet, what would be another good first step, especially for someone, in their younger years wanting to, make a transformation, make that change?
Yeah, I think first off, like incorporating more water in your diet. Everyone needs to drink water, and most of us don't drink enough water. I have water by my bedside. Last thing I do before falling asleep is probably drinking water. And I wake up and drink water, and I drink water in between my meals. And in my book, we put some healthy water recipes, just like putting a little lemon in your water.
Yes.
And like mint in your water if you're not a big water lover. But I find that, like, my Adam's best friend was recently hanging out with us, and he was constantly drinking like sugary exercise drinks, and I found that he seemed like he's kind of like hooked on his sugar drinks. So I think it'll take some time to kind of like wean yourself off of, like, maybe it's sodas that you drink more often, or like the exercise sugary drinks. So I think just drinking water is so important, and it's not expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Bethany, our time's coming to a close. We've got another question I want to get to, but you also have mentioned so many great people around you, your husband, your trainer, your parents. Is there any advice that they've given you that you just, if you could tell people anything that you really want to pass on that, you wish you could tell every young girl in America?
I think one thing I appreciate that my mom shared with me is to always be thankful no matter where you're at. Like, sometimes we go through hard times, and I think there's always something to be thankful for. And if it's a really hard time, just find that little thing that you can put your thoughts on, being thankful, and doing it daily, every day, just being grateful for something in your life. And speaking of surrounding yourself with people, finding people that are going to encourage you in your health journey, whether it's what you eat and the way you move, or in your faith. Just surrounding yourself with people that have your best interests in hand is so important. And
absolutely.
I find that the people we spend our most time with are the most influential people, so just choosing those people wisely is really important.
Absolutely. Speaking of important people, I just saw the next Twitter question that came up is from my 10-year-old daughter, Karis, And she says, one of my biggest things I want to do is go to Hawaii. What is your favorite part?
My favorite part of Hawaii, oh my gosh, I think every island has their special little nooks and crannies. But yeah, I mean, going to the North Shore of Oahu is really cool because you can literally be within 100 feet of some of the biggest, most beautiful waves in the world during the winter months, and I think that's pretty amazing. And both Maui and Kauai have a lot of great hiking and just more luscious green beauty. But I don't know. It's a big question.
It is a big question. I promise, Angel, we will get you there. I absolutely promise. I love you, and that's her dream is to get to Hawaii. So
be sure to try surfing when you're in Hawaii.
We will. We will definitely do that. Well, Bethany, like I said, our time is coming to a close here. When we look at this, body and soul, I mean, there's so many great aspects of it. I know that you would never want a young girl, especially, to look at this and say, she does so much. Look at all she's doing. I could never do that and not start. Can you just leave us with a word of encouragement to girls that might say, I just don't, this is too overwhelming to me, or I could never be Bethany. Can you just, speak to the camera and just encourage those girls right now?
Yeah. My encouragement for girls that are looking to get healthier in their life is just be beautiful you. Don't try to be anyone else or the girl on the cover of some magazine or me. I just want you to be beautiful you and find the things that work for you and the activities that you enjoy and the healthy foods that make you happy, and ultimately just know that God loves you as you are, today, tomorrow, and forever, and He is not going anywhere, and that He wants to just encourage you in your journey as well.
Bethany, thank you so much. I couldn't think of a better word to end it on. I want to remind everyone that right now you can get not only Body and Soul, Bethany Hamilton's latest book, but all of her books at the Faith Gateway store. That's store.faithgateway.com for an extra 15% off, making it 40% off right now. All you have to do is use the code Bethany. Again, that's store.faithgateway.com for a limited time. Discount code Bethany, Body and Soul. Bethany, this has been so wonderful. I know you're going to continue to, engage with everyone on Twitter, and so keep those questions coming at hashtag #BHBodyandSoul. But I'm going to let you get back to beautiful Hawaii. Thank you so much for joining us on our Faith Gateway Live Author Chat.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sammy.
How do we say? Do we say aloha still to say goodbye?
Yeah, aloha can be hello and goodbye. So
aloha.